Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. We're going to be short and sweet today and got a couple things I want to touch on. We always start with a hug because you never know who's going to need a hug. So come on. How you guys doing on a Thursday? Today is National Lazy Day. This isn't something that was made up. It is an actual real life day. And it's raining here in the Northeast a lot. Perfect day to have a lazy day. Everyone needs to have some sort of kind of lazy day in their life. Even if you're go, workaholic. Sometimes a lazy day is good for your soul. Your comments, ooh, they funny, child, they funny. I do read them. People are surprised. But when people start stalking, look at me, I'm ready for the weekend, talking slick. They're like, oh, damn, she don't be reading the comments. And a lot of people were sensitive yesterday. Why are you talking bad about Rihanna? I said, did she have her baby and she introduced a line? It's like, ma'am, go clean your house. Please, go clean. Don't bring that over here. I'm sure there's some dust lying around in your house that you could be cleaning, that you could take that aggression or whatever the hell it is. I was like, some people don't know what to do. My favorite saying is, please go clean your house. Please. I do a podcast, Patty and the Millennials, that I talk about often. I'm the baby boomer. There's millennials, Gen X, men, and women. And the conversations are really interesting. So this week I said, if you had a chance to meet a historical figure from around the world, what would you say to them? Would you ask them, how'd you get here? Or would you ask them something like, for me, I'm big on climate change. You see what's happening in the world. Can you believe what's happening in Hawaii? Please keep those people in prayers. It's unbelievable. You don't think of wildfires in Hawaii. I remember as a kid, when the Brady Bunch went to Hawaii, I always wanted to go to Hawaii ever since watching the Brady Bunch. But there's so many weird weather things happening around the world. And it makes you wonder, Mother Nature's mad. And there's so many things, the flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes. We haven't even gotten into hurricane season. And the water in Miami was like 100 degrees like a couple weeks ago. I don't want to talk about that and education. I'm big on education. How can money go flying out this country? But what about the educational system in the United States? I said a world leader probably like, I'm not sitting with you because you got too much. But what would you bring up? You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcast. The Alabama riverboat thing, he wasn't a security guard. I'm going to put some respect on his name. He was a co-captain, Damian Pickett. Damian Pickett was the guy that took that hat and flung it off. Shout out to you, Damian Pickett, for standing up and for all the people who came down and helped them. That was unbelievable. And nowadays, everything is filmed. I literally watched every angle of that whole thing. Every angle, because everyone took their phones out and filmed it all. The memes, everything. But the co-captain, Damian Pickett. The Emmys, they have a new date. It's going to be on Martin Luther King Day next year, January 15th. It's a Monday. You're probably saying, but there's an actors and a writer's strike. They're looking for it to end, hopefully in a few weeks, and hopefully in enough time that people can get back to work and get on with shows. Fox is going to be airing it, and the Emmys, the 75th Annual Emmy Awards, are highlighting the best in television. Your comments were funny about Billy Porter. I talked about how he's living paycheck to paycheck. This actor's strike, he's going to have to sell his house. Well, Billy, and sometimes people don't feel bad when they perceive you as being rich and having money problems, but a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. Billy Porter is in the midst of divorcing his husband of 6 years. What's the best way to hide your money? I guess he said, oh, this man's not taking my money. He's going to sell his house. He's going to hide that money. He got to protect his assets. And this is why I always say prenup. People say, Patty, you always talking about prenup. Yup, prenup every day. Because things change. People change. Protect yourself. But I think Billy Porter is trying to hide that money so he ain't got to give it to the husband. Tommy Egan, The Story, Power Book 4, Labor Day weekend. Are you guys ready? 3 weeks. Season 4 is going to be starting for the show on Starz. Reality stars, you know they want to unionize. They feel that they haven't been treated right, and they've been put in situations. The reality is when the show ends, you got to go back home. You might have to go home and get a job. The celebrity ends and it's on to the next. I look at Nene Leakes, and I don't say this because I'm not saying this because I don't really care for her. I understand her hustle, but her meanness got her out of Bravo. Her meanness. They won't even bring her back. And do you know how great it would be if they brought this woman back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta? For a show whose ratings are slumping, it would sure be a nice injection. When Nene is speaking out, and she talked about the current state of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she says, Kandi Burruss is not it. Because the camera does not love her. Okay. Nene, say what you really feel. Now, there are reality stars who are banding together. They want to unionize. But here's the thing. You guys are not actors. You may be acting out, but you're not actors. And you sign these clauses. A lot of them feel that they were drugged and manipulated. And you know how they do these things. Of course, they're going to manipulate situations, but they want to unionize. And Bethany Frankel, one of the most successful women out of that Real Housewives franchise, is leading the charge against NBC, against the Bravo network. When they asked Kandi, would she be willing to go on strike? And she says, no, get out the way and give me my peach. I'm not doing any of that. See, Kandi makes a lot of money, but Kandi is a multi-talented woman. She produces Broadway shows, she sings, she writes, she's a Grammy winner. She's multi-talented. So she's not, all her eggs are not in one basket, and she was known before the Housewives show. So she's like, no. Oh, go ahead. Hand me my peach. Will somebody give me my peach? Because she says she's not going on strike. 2 game shows that are doing very well in the midst of all this. Celebrity Family Feud, Steve Harvey, and the $100,000 Pyramid with Michael Strahan. Millions are tuning in on Sunday night to check out these shows. The numbers may change a little bit when Sunday Night Football comes back, but these shows are doing very well. The latest edition of People magazine is going to have the photos, Da Brat, the rapper, and her wife Judy, their son, True Legend. She made headlines just a few weeks ago by revealing that they had to use a white sperm donor because there aren't enough black sperm donors. And that's on another show where they were talking about this. But they're showing off the baby pictures in the latest edition of People magazine. Hot on the heels of the $1 billion Barbie, I'm hearing that there could be a Hot Wheels movie coming. They're probably saying, because Hollywood is not original all the time, they're looking at these toys and saying, what can we do a movie on? We're going to do one on Hot Wheels, which was a very popular toy for so many people. But I'm hearing that Hot Wheels is the next. Zendaya, my girl, stays busy. She's the new spokesperson for Smart Water. And Essence Magazine. I know that magazines are not the thing that they were. But back in the day, Essence Magazine, you could not wait for that issue to hit. From Susan Taylor, what she started, and then when she left, a lot of people felt that once she left, it really changed. But Essence is still thriving. It's just that in the digital age that we're in, people are not clamoring to buy magazines. There's a 5-part documentary that's starting next weekend on OWN, all about Essence Magazine and what it meant to the culture, from health and beauty and religion and lifestyle. and fitness, mental health, anything pertaining, of course, hair, anything. Essence Magazine had it covered. This 5-part docuseries, and each one is 1 hour long. It's going to air on OWN starting next Friday. And it's going to feature the likes of Oprah Winfrey, Halle Berry, Whoopi Goldberg, Beverly Johnson, Shirley Ralph, just to name a few. When you think of the iconic women who have graced the cover of Essence Magazine and what it meant to the culture, what it meant to the culture. I cannot wait. Y'all know I'm a documentary queen. I cannot wait to see it. And I hope that people who weren't really into the magazine can understand why in Essence, why in Ebony, why in Jet Magazine were so important to the culture. Toya taught me something. All right, someone confronted me and said, "You never like my stories." So I was like, "What are you talking about? What story?" So of course I say, "Toya, what is the stories thing?" And she says, "Oh, it's on Instagram, where people can watch your stories and you find out who's lurking. And she said that they'll never like anything, but they're lurking because they want to see what you're doing." And I said, "Well, how can you tell who's doing that?" So she hits this button, right? You could see people who watch your stuff. And there was a couple people in there that don't like me. They didn't like me because they may have had to get the cuts out or just something happened where it's like, I cracked up. I was like, damn. These same people just kept popping up. So me and Toya did a funny thing. She let me borrow her sunglasses. My IG is WDAS Patty. And she let me hold her sunglasses, and I said, "We're going to do something for the lurkers." Now, you know, they say you learn something new every day. Well, this is what Auntie learned, because I didn't know that this was a thing. When the person said, "You never take time to look." And I'm like, I'm busy. When I'm not working, I'm at home, I'm being a mom, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning my house. I thought it was funny, and Toya taught me. And when we get her back in here next week and she can explain, I said, "Well, look at Chocolate showing Auntie what's going on in these social media streets." Subscribe to the channel. I'm looking for I found it. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. I do read the comments. I do. And if you're having a bad day, clean your house. Clean your house. Because we do kindness. We like to be kind here. Clean your house if you're feeling agitated. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. There won't be a weekend edition because my girl is on vacation. So there won't be a weekend edition, but we're going to keep you covered on all the things. And tomorrow, we're going to devote a lot of the show to the 50th anniversary of hip hop. The official day is tomorrow. Yes, August the 11th. Have a good one. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.